Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Young CEO Call. We're going to literally go over some valuable information today. So I just want to get ready to get started. Make sure you guys have a pen and paper out so that you guys can take notes so that we can go through this information. Majority of the information that you are going to retain is going to be because you were taking notes. So I just want to start off first and foremost with some gratitude. So let's go ahead and get some gratitude in the chat. You guys are grateful for anything today, type that in the chat. I want to see what you guys are grateful for. I know that I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful for my family in general. You know, my mother, my father. I'm grateful for my church family. We had an awesome day in church today. Extremely grateful for that. I'm grateful for every one of you guys that were able to get on this call today. And I'm grateful for everybody that's taken the time out of their day to be a part of this call and hear this exclusive information. So I see a couple of you guys. I'm grateful for today, grateful to be alive, grateful for family. Awesome. So also want to ask you guys, where are you guys tuning in from? Right? Where are you guys tuning in from? If you're tuning in from somewhere out of state, awesome. I know a lot of people come on these calls and they're tuning in from all different places around the world, which is amazing because we're able to reach thousands and thousands of people all across the world, which makes this internet so exclusive that we're able to reach thousands and thousands of people. So for that, I'm extremely grateful. I see a couple of you guys tuning in, and we'll give some more time for the others to tune in at a later time. But we're going to move through this presentation and give you guys some valuable information today. Right? So I just want to start off with saying I am originally from Pittsburgh, PA myself. I know a lot of you guys are tuning in from around the world, but I'm tuning in here from Pittsburgh, PA. And I was born and raised here. Very typical family lifestyle. My father, he went to his 9 to 5 on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. He worked in pretty much a steel mill where they made tools and things like that out of metal blocks. He shaped metal and made tools, but you know, pretty much saying he made a good decent wage. But when he got done with work, he liked to come home and relax. Right? You did not want to mess with him during his relaxing state. He liked to come home and he liked to relax, maybe read a book. Sometimes he would cook something, but majority of the times he was just reading. Now my mother, she was a stay-at-home wife, right? She liked to take care of the house. She did dishes, she did laundry, you know, she cooked, she cleaned. So all of those different things that, you know, I don't want to be stereotypical, but the women like to do, she did, right? She stayed home, she took care of the house. But after she was done with her house chores and things like that she was doing, she would like to get on the computer and play different games on the computer, right? So, you know, she liked to play Candy Crush. I can always remember that's one game, you know, from being a 90s baby myself. I know that she liked to play that game. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but I know a lot of our parents used to be on that Candy Crush, right? So that's just one thing that I can remember about my mother. But all in all, they never had the opportunity to teach me about financial literacy, right? We never had that sit down conversation, the one-on-ones, you know, where my family was able to coach me on what to do once I graduated high school with my finances, right? They never really told me. I just knew what I saw, what I was exposed to, right? And I didn't want that to be the trajectory of my life and my lifestyle, right? I didn't want to just work a 9 to 5, come home and read. I desired more for myself, right? To say the least. So You guys might ask, me being, some of you guys might know me, some of you guys might not, but me being the individual that I was in high school, getting in trouble and things like that, and always out in the streets. And I did play some sports, which ended up keeping me out of trouble. But just a little bit of my backstory. You guys might ask, what was the turning point? Because a lot of you guys see me now to where I was able to accomplish a lot of different things in my life, right? Only being 29 years old. So let's get into that a little bit, right? So now fast forward from all the things that I used to do, I'm now 29 years old. I'm a young entrepreneur, and AKA I'm a real estate investor, right? Now, I was able to acquire 2 properties as of now, but we're working up to 20 plus units, right? So it's all about the mindset and the knowledge of the game, right? I own 3 businesses in total, and I've helped change hundreds and hundreds of people's lives. Now, you guys might ask, how were you able to do that, right? What was the turning point for you, Andre? What triggered you to want to take the entrepreneurship route after all you've seen in your life was your parents working a 9 to 5 and your mother doing the house things and getting in trouble at a young age? What was the turning point for you, Andre? Well, the turning point for me was I realized that I needed to be exposed to new things in life, right? With social media, you see everybody's highlight reels, and you wonder, how certain people were able to obtain the success that they were able to obtain, right? So how, right? How? Well, I found me a mentor, right? Right. Scrolling social media, different ads had popped up. I was seeking different fields of finances, and I ended up coming across a mentor, right? His name was Colin Matthews, but he had this characteristic about him that I really admired. He was traveling. He had a wife. She seemed very happy and pleased to be partnered with him. He was driving a nice car. He had his own website and things like that. And I really desired, and I was able to see some of the things that he was able to attain. And I really desired that lifestyle even for myself, right? I always wanted to travel around the world and do some of the things that I seen him doing, right? So I studied him, and I took him in as a mentor. Well, he took me in as a student, right? And I began to study him. I began to study not just his lifestyle, but in the highlight reel, but I began to study the detailed things that he began to do throughout his day, right? His morning routine, right? His daily activities, income producing activities, right? But I began to study him as a mentor, right? Not to mention my pastor and some of the other individuals that were a part of my life during this time. But I looked at him exclusively because he had the financial literacy and he had the finances that I desired, right? So I began to study him in and out, and I understood that he was utilizing something also known as OPM, right? If any of you guys know what OPM is, go ahead and type that in the chat. Type that in the chat box, because OPM is extremely important, right? OPM is extremely important, right? So I'm going to go ahead and type it in the chat for you guys who don't know. But OPM is other people's money, right? Other people's money. So I began to study him, and he was utilizing OPM, right? AKA other people's money. Now, what I learned about other people's money, AKA the bank's money, was that he was utilizing this money to leverage it to be able to obtain assets and build up his asset portfolio. And I truly admired this about him, and I really wanted to learn even more. But the moral of this is there was something that I had to do in order to change, right? Because I can receive the mentor, I can receive the information, and I can study him in his character and his daily activity. And yeah, that's all good. But if I never do anything with the information, then it becomes invaluable to me, right? So I had to apply the information, right? I had to apply that information. So somebody type apply in the chat, because application of the information is extremely, extremely important, right? If we obtain information, we can get analysis paralysis, we can study, we can study a mentor, we can evaluate them. But if we never take that information and apply it, then we'll never be able to get the change that we seek and we desire, right? So application of that information was important. But this mentor, his name was Colin Matthews, he had a course, right? He had a course. So I took upon his course to learn even more about what he was doing, right? While he was utilizing OPM. Now, this course, it taught me some valuable things, right? It taught me about personal and business credit. This course was on personal and business credit, right? So during the studying of this course, I was learning, right? I was learning what credit was, because this was a foreign language to me. This was something that I never really experienced growing up in high school, and a little bit of the little bit of education that I received. I never really experienced what credit was. And my parents, like I had mentioned, never had that sit down conversation with me to explain how I was going to use this to open up financial freedom for myself, right? So in this course, it was teaching me about personal and business credit. And I learned that personal credit, and you can write this down if you're taking any notes, but I learned that personal credit was attached to your social security number, right? So write that down. Your personal credit is attached to your social security number, right? And I began to learn the ins and outs of personal credit. What makes up your personal credit score, right? How do I build it? How do I go about building it? How do I repair it if it needs repaired, right? I learned this information. And not to mention, I also learned the business credit side of things, and how business credit was attached to not your social security number like your personal was, but your business was attached to your EIN number, your business credit, right? So I learned that business credit was a different type of model, right? But it was the same thing. You could take your personal credit, you could obtain some capital, you could take your business credit and you could obtain some capital, right? And this was extremely valuable information to me. Once I learned this, I realized, and things started to click for me, of how I was going to create financial freedom for myself, right? So this was extremely valuable, so much, in fact, that I wanted to bring it back to my community and the people that cared about me, the people that I believed in, or the people that believed in me, you know, the people that I surrounded myself with. I wanted to bring this information back to them because it was so valuable that it was leveling me up, and it was leveling me up very quickly. I was able to do some amazing things utilizing credit and business credit to be able to do that, right? So I had to figure out how I was going to relay this information to them. So I ended up creating my own personal course, right? I ended up creating my own personal course to teach everyone that was believing in me and surrounded by me. I wanted to show them this information and how important it was, right? Now, did you guys know, the people that are on this call, did you guys know that your credit is extremely important, right? Your credit is almost as important, if not more important, than cash itself, generating an income such as your 9-to-5 job. Having credit is almost nearly that important, right? If not more important. Why? Because you can stack up credit faster than you can save up cash. You can literally stack up credit faster, way faster, 10 times faster than you can stack up cash, right? In fact, you can lock in a property that may be worth $100,000 using credit and a low down payment, as to where if you only were using cash, you'd have to save up $100,000, right? Which would take you probably a long time, especially when you have monthly bills and other things that you have to take care of, right? So I began to understand even the more how important credit actually was. And I wondered deep down inside, why they didn't teach us this information in school. Why didn't they teach us these things in school, right? Why didn't they teach us about financial literacy? Why didn't they teach us about credit and taxes and things that actually are going to benefit us in real life situation, right? I began to wonder why the school system failed us and didn't teach us this information. Some of you guys might have went to college and they had a business class, but even in those business classes, you don't find this type of information where they're teaching you the in-depth and how credit, personal and business, is made up, right? In fact, if we were to never learn this information, the chances of us obtaining real estate, the chances of us obtaining a reliable or newer, up-to-date vehicle, and the chances of us obtaining assets which are going to generate us income, the chances of us obtaining these things are very slim, if any. All right, so this is extremely important. Now, I and my team, also known as the Young CEOs, are here to help you break that generational curse of not receiving this financial literacy, right? We're here to help you guys, to inform you guys that credit is the key, right? Now, in fact, I was able to stack up over $100,000 plus. I'm actually currently trending around 150,000 in credit right now. But I was able to utilize the method of credit and stacking credit, and I was able to stack up over $150,000 simply by using my cell phone. Now, you guys can literally do the same exact thing. It's all about your profile and how it's established, okay? So I want you guys to take that as a key pointer that you guys can do this simply from using your cell phone. And I know that a lot of you guys use your cell phone for many other things, but how about utilizing your cell phone to run you up over $150,000 plus in capital, right? What if I told you that credit is literally the key to your financial freedom? Because it is. It truly is. Now, if I ask you a question right now, right? Do you know what your current credit score is? If I was to ask you right now on this call, what specifically is your credit score? Would you be able to tell me that right here on this call? If you were able to tell me exactly what your credit score is right now as we speak, type a 1 in the chat. Type a 1 in the chat. If you were able to tell me exactly what your credit score is right now, type a 1 in the chat. Right now, if you couldn't, that's okay. That's okay. But the main thing is that we need to understand and we need to know what your credit score is, like you know the back of your hand, right? Because this information is extremely valuable. You need to know what your credit score is, like you know the back of your hand, right? Because I know that a lot of you might have dibbled and dabbled in credit, and you might know what your credit score is, but your credit score might have been tampered with or messed up from prior experiences dabbling with credit, right? You might have even acquired a phone bill, which you didn't know was going to report. And a lot of times they'll get us to sign these pieces of paper and not realizing that it's going to literally set us back if we miss or don't make that monthly payment. So we need to be very careful when signing different pieces of paper that are going to actually report to our credit profile. And I know a lot of young people do this. They get tied up in these phone plans thinking that they'll be able to manage, and then life hits, and then they're not able to make that payment. And next thing you know, they have a derogatory mark on their credit profile, right? And they end up maybe looking like this guy here on the left-hand side of the screen, where, you know, he was dibbling, dabbling in credit, and eventually it caught up to him because when he went to apply for a mortgage, he got denied, right? For this house that he really, really wanted. Well, he seen it on the market. He thought he was going to get approved, but he realized that that phone bill and that missed payment that he had on his phone bill was reporting, in fact, on his credit profile, and he wasn't able to get approved for that mortgage loan. So it set him back a big time, big time. But we have amazing news for you guys, very good news for you guys. And that news is us as the young CEOs are able to help you to repair your credit. Right? A lot of people get into situations, but the good news is your credit can always be repaired. Right? With a little bit of time, patience, and the right information, you can get a better score on your credit profile and then eventually get approved for that mortgage loan and look like the guy on the right? Where we were able to help, we were able to increase his score to where now he can walk into any lender and get approved for the mortgage that he wanted to get approved for, right? So this is an amazing opportunity, guys. We're able to help you to literally repair your credit, right? So it can be repaired, just like we were able to help a lot of other individuals who had low credit scores and low profiles. So let's look here in the top left-hand corner of the screen. All right, let's look here in the top left-hand corner of the screen where we have one of our students. Her name is Tanisha Walton. She was able to go up 30 points in a matter of a week, from being in our program, right? So 32 plus points in the matter of a week of being in our program. She was able to get one of those accounts that we were talking about, collection, something that was negative reporting on her profile. We were able to help her to get that removed, right? Now, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see another one of our students. His name was Darren Collins. His name is Darren Collins. And he was able to go up 68 points on his Equifax score in a short amount of time of being with us, and an extra 10 points on his TransUnion. So you guys can see here, he was able to see some increases on his score from the information that we're able to teach and share with him. Now, he's almost close to the 700s, but right now, he's even higher than what you see here on the screen. This was a little while ago that we took these screenshots, but we're seeing increases in people's score, which is an amazing thing, right? We're getting those negative items wiped off of their profile, right? And if you look to the right here, you can see one of our top students. Her name is Janice. This was a while ago that we took this screenshot, but you can see she was able to increase her score 37 points in the short amount of time of her being with us, right? So 37 points can do an amazing thing for you, right? It allows you to now get approved for certain things that you weren't able to get approved for prior to getting this information. So Janice started with a low score, just like a lot of you might already have a low score, but we were able to help her just like we would be able to help you. Now, you can see in the top right-hand corner here, we're looking at Charity Thomas, which is another one of our top students in this organization. Her Equifax score went up 33 points in a short amount of time of her being with us, right? 33 points is able to literally help somebody get to the next level, right? So a win is a win, right? And that's what I typed here in the chat in response to her 33 points, because a win is a win. Now, every time we're seeing increases in each other's scores, we have a supportive community here where we're helping each other, we're encouraging each other to get to the next level. And as you can see, her going up 33 points was an amazing accomplishment for her, and as well as the rest of our team, because when one person wins within our team, we all win, right? It's a celebration. Now, if you look here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see one of our other top students. His name is Tristan, all right? Tristan was able to go up 86 points on his TransUnion and 78 points on his Equifax in a short amount of time of being with us. So this was an amazing accomplishment for our boy Tristan, and I celebrate him, over and over again for his accomplishment, because when he first came in the program, his score is not where it is today, right? Now, what's great about this is after we repair your credit profile, we're able to utilize your score to do some amazing, amazing things, right? So let's take a look, because we're going to take this credit and we're going to invest it into credit stacking, right? Something that we call credit stacking. Now, this is a method that I utilize. As I mentioned prior, I was able to stack up over $100,000 in credit. Now we utilize a method called credit stacking, right? I was able to create a course where I walk you through in video format, step by step by step, which banks, which lenders, and which financial institutions to utilize to get the most amount of capital and the most bang for your buck, right? So there's a strategic process in order to stack up over $100,000. And a lot of people don't understand the methods and the utilization that's needed in order to get to $100,000 in credit, right? Only a certain amount of people have this information, and that is what we are providing to you guys in the Young CEO Credit Stacking course, right? So once we stack up this capital for you, right, after we've repaired your credit profile, after we've introduced you to our stacking method and we allowed you to get some capital, now we take that capital and we invest it and deploy it into assets, right? Which we need to get familiar with this word. Does anybody know what an asset is? If you know what an asset is, type a 2 in the chat today. All right, type a 2 in the chat if you know exactly what an asset is, because an asset, I'm going to tell you guys, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket and not something that just sits on the shelf and collects dust until you're ready to throw it away, right? We need to effectively identify what an asset is as opposed to what a liability is, right? Because a lot of us are purchasing liabilities on a daily basis, and that's a result of our decisions, and we're not receiving an additional stream of income as to where if we were investing in assets, we'd be running up a bigger bag, right? And having more funds to be able to do more things, like my mentor and like I myself travel and go different places and start different businesses based on the capital that we're able to generate from the assets and building up our asset portfolio. So if you believe that we need to identify what an asset is, type I agree in the chat, right? Type I agree in the chat, because it's extremely important that we're able to identify what exactly an asset is as opposed to what a liability is, right? As opposed to what a liability is. So I see a lot of I agrees. Perfect. That's amazing. We should agree with that statement because we want to purchase more assets than we are liabilities. Now, a lot of our students were able to definitely utilize this method of purchasing assets as opposed to liabilities, and we're going to show you some of that right now. Let's check it out. So on the left-hand side of my screen, we have the Imani Collection, which is one of our students' brands. Like I had mentioned, Charity, who was able to go up 33 points on her Equifax score, was able to utilize her credit, partnering with her husband, Ian Primus, to create the Imani Collection brand, right? Which is a brand of purses and clothing line for young girls. And you can see here where the young girls are modeling her clothing line in the products that they're selling, right? So they have the pants, they have the purse, they have the t-shirts, they have the sunglasses as well. So all those things are for sale on their Imani Collection website. And they're doing an extremely amazing job with their product, right? But they were able to utilize their credit and their capital to first obtain the products from the manufacturer. Then they were able to brand it. Then they were able to put it on the little girls to model, and now they're selling like hotcakes, which is an amazing thing, right? You can use your credit and your capital to now start a business and go forth and start creating brand awareness, and now you're generating an extra stream of income for yourself, right? Now, if you look to the right here at the top, we have Anthony, who was able to utilize his credit to purchase not one, but 2 vending machines, which are now generating him income based on his initial investment, right? So he took his credit, he purchased 2 vending machines. Those vending machines, he stocked them. Now he's making income from these machines until he decides to sell them or sell the location. But he was able to utilize his credit to lock in an asset, which we have mentioned. So you can see here, he took a picture with the guy who sold him the machines and the location, but he's doing an amazing job with his vending machines, right? So if you look right below him, you can see another one of our students. Her name is Sarah. She was able to lock in her first property utilizing her credit to do it, right? She was able to lock in her first property. Now, that property is going to be potentially an Airbnb rental, which she decides to turn it into Airbnb rental. So that's her dream to be able to do. That's going to generate her additional stream of income because she was building up her credit. She started in the 400s with us. We helped her get to the point where she was able to get approved for a $100,000 loan to be able to lock in her first property, in which she decides to turn into an Airbnb. So amazing success story from Sarah. Now, if you look to the right, you can see I myself, that was before I cut my hair, obviously. But I utilized credit to be able to start my car rental business, right? And you guys will learn more about that as you enter into our program. But I was able to utilize my credit to start a car rental business, right? And now this car is generating the income as we speak, right? It's actually booked this weekend, which is an amazing accomplishment. And it's been doing that consistently for the past few months that I got this other vehicle, right? So amazing, amazing opportunities when it comes to leveraging your capital to be able to invest into assets, as we have mentioned. So there's so many other success stories within our program, but it all had to start somewhere, right? It all had to start, these collective individuals, along with I myself, we all had to get some information, and it all started somewhere. Well, it all started here, right? This is where it all started. It all started within the Young CEO program, where we're able to, one, help you to restore your credit profile, right? So we're going to help you to fix any errors that are on your credit profile so that you can get that $100,000 in funding, as we had talked about, right? So we are going to help you to get that $100,000 in funding, right? Utilizing the different banks, lenders, and financial institutions that we have listed in the course to be able to give you a step-by-step instruction on how to stack up that 100,000 plus in funding. All right. Now, you're also going to get to join all those entrepreneurs that you just seen in our community of entrepreneurs, right? So it's important to be around like-minded individuals, expose yourself to new information and learn new things, right? As Warren Buffett said, your network is your net worth, right? Your network is your net worth. So we need to be able to be surrounded by like-minded individuals in order to grow, right? So, not to mention, you're also going to get scheduled one-on-one mentorship session calls with I myself, who is the mentor, right? I'm going to help you. You can literally call me. I'm going to walk you through, right? I'm going to hold your hand through the process of repairing your credit, of getting that $100,000 in credit. So not only do you have the course, but you have me as your mentor to be able to walk you through the process. And you can call me, schedule a consultation call, unlimited amount of time, where I'm going to literally hold your hand through the process and help you out to get to the next level, right? So you have access to me in a scheduled one-on-one mentorship call, unlimited amount of time. Now, you also are going to get weekly Zoom meetings every single week. So not only can you schedule the one-on-one calls with me, but you can get a Zoom call where we all meet together at least once a week, right? Where we're going to go over some important information, right? I'm going to go over some updates, whatever's going on in the economy. We talk about that. We talk about taxes. We talk about investments. We talk about different things within these calls, but you get exclusive access to all of those calls, being a partner of the Young CEO program, right? And you're also going to get access to all of our networking events. So anytime we come together and meet collectively, corporately, we come together to produce some content. We have game night. We go out on a business trip. We meet at an Airbnb to sit down, have lunch, and go over some concepts, some credit concepts, some stacking methods, do some live one-on-one calls to the credit bureaus, whatever is necessary in order to get to the next level at that event, we're going to do, but you're going to get exclusive access to be able to shake my hand one-on-one in a mentorship setting, right? So you get access to all of our networking events along with authorized user trade lines, which I go into depth in the course on what that actually is. You're going to get access to Navy Federal, which is an exclusive bank that is membership only. We give you guys access to that. And you also get so much more inside of our program, right? So much more inside of our program. So for all this information, what do you guys think that this is going to cost? Right? What do you guys think that this would cost? Right? Because we had to put a price on it. We had to be able to generate some income for the time that we're spending to be able to do all this, right? So we actually are giving you guys an exclusive offer today to be able to partner with the #1 platform worldwide. You guys are going to get an exclusive offer today for only $49.99. Now, keep in mind, the original price, you can see it down here, is $79.99, almost $80 in order to partner with us. But today, we're giving you guys an exclusive chance to partner with us in impacting the world and changing the trajectory of other individuals' lives because we're introducing them to the credit space and the credit game, right? Which our school system failed us to do. All right, so the initial fee for starting with us today is only going to be $49.99. Now, you can cancel at any point in time. This is for you to literally come in, try it out. Yes, if you like it, you stay. If you don't like it, you go, right? But this is something for the open-minded individuals to where you're able to come in, see the results that we are getting, see your own personal results that you can get from the information that's being provided and for you to go to the next level, right? So I know that a lot of you guys like free though, right? I know that a lot of you guys like free. I know I myself, I like free. When I see free on different signs, I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Yeah, let me see what they got to offer, right? So free. All right, so type free in the chat if you like free. Because I know a lot of us here like free, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I know a lot of us like free. So today you can actually get this for free by utilizing something that we've incorporated into our program, also known as the affiliate program. Right now, this affiliate program is completely optional, pretty much separate from the course, but the affiliate program offers you the ability to make money starting day one, right? Because with this valuable information that we're giving you guys, you're able to share it with other individuals. Now, this is how this is going to work. Let me explain it to you. If you refer 3 members to this organization, 2 members pretty much takes care of your membership. The 3rd member that you refer starts to create income for you. All right, so you're not going to only get this for free, like we had mentioned, free, but you're actually going to get income every single month from this opportunity. All right, so you'll be able to refer people and start getting paid. Let me show you how the compensation plan breaks down. 10 new members is going to get you $200 a month, which means you'll be able to start taking care of your bills from referring people to this platform, right? I'm sure $200 a month can take care of at least 1 or 2 of your bills, right? Phone bill and maybe a car payment, right? If not, maybe a subscription payment, right? So $200 can literally pay some of your bills. Now, 50 new members is going to get you $1,000 a month. 100 new members is going to get you $2,000 a month. 1,000 new members is going to get you $20,000 a month. Imagine going in throughout your week in your job and you may make minimum wage and come home with a $2,000 check at the end of the month. But we've just introduced you to something that's going to bring you a $20,000 check at the end of the month. Understand what the potential is here, right? You can literally buy a house every month, a fixer-upper, with this information and sharing this opportunity with other individuals, right? 1,000 new members for a $20,000 a month check. Now, this compensation plan is not maxed out. There's no cap on how much you can make. We're going to shoot you a Cash App. My Cash App is now set to $25,000 because I was able to dish out compensation money for these individuals. They boosted my limit. I can dish out $25,000 per week on my Cash App. So you guys will get a Cash App every single time we go through the process of your affiliates continuing their membership. You're going to get paid out, right? There's no earning income cap. Now, with social media today, there's so many ways that you can reach a exclusive amount of individuals here, right? You can reach millions and millions of people with your social media following. I know that a lot of you guys might even have more than 1,000 members to get that $20,000 check, right? 1,000 members might just be a portion of the individuals that you have on your social media. So imagine if a portion of those individuals signed up for this program because you were able to introduce them to this presentation via a Zoom link and they all decided to join. Now you're getting a $20,000 check in the mail or via Cash App, right? Now, especially in today's world where AI technology is literally taking over. Just the other day, I seen a robot that was cleaning bathrooms, right? So AI technology is literally something that's been introduced in this new 2023 era, where it's literally taken the job of other individuals. Now they're out seeking for other work, right? So with AI technology taking over jobs, you can provide a solution with this information and be able to replace that person's job by sharing this information with them. And now they can go out and create a $20,000 check from this information that we're providing to them and be the solution for their lost wages, right? So not only will you be able to be a solution to their problem, but you might even help them to retire early, right? A lot of us might not even make a $20,000 a month. So now you're replacing their current job with new income, and now they're able to retire at an early age. Imagine helping your parents or your friends or one of your relatives to be able to retire at an early age. That's an amazing opportunity, right? So you can literally change somebody's life with this information. Now, with all of that I've been able to tell you guys, I want to give you guys this open floor opportunity to be able to ask any questions that you might have regarding this information. All right, so go ahead and type any questions that you might have in the chat box. And let's go ahead and dive into some of the issues or some of the things that you guys might have to bring up regarding credit or what we talked about during this presentation. All right. Now, I don't see any questions popping up, which is okay. I know that, sometimes I even get on calls and things, and I might think of something later on at a later date. Amazing. You guys can ask that question at a later time, but I don't see any questions popping up in the chat, so that's completely fine. But we're going to move forward in the presentation, right? So now that you've seen that you're able to get this for free, now that you've seen the compensation plan and the affiliate program and what our goal and our mission is to impact the lives of others by introducing them to the credit game and the credit space, helping them to repair their credit, helping them to stack up over $100,000, helping them to invest into their asset portfolios and start generating income from that. There's so much that we have to offer in this community, but now that you've been exposed to all of this valuable information, we leave you with two options. All right, we leave you with two options. Now, you can be like option number one, which may have a closed mind and which may enjoy working their 9-to-5 job. And they believe that that's enough income for them. They don't want to go any higher. They don't want to experience anything new. They want to continue where they're at. And that's completely fine, right? We don't press this on anyone, right? We don't press this opportunity on anyone. People will join just by word of mouth on their own, right? So we allow you to continue to go on about your day, especially for your time and your convenience of spending time with us today. Now, there's also option number two, the people who are curious, the people who are open-minded, the people who are open to adding an additional stream of income to their situation and taking it to the next level. Family, option number two is the people that are going to help us impact the world and change the lives of millions and millions of people, right? So you guys are faced with two options today, right? You can be like option number one, or you can be like option number two. Both are completely fine, but we encourage you guys to really take this information and soak it in today, right? But the main thing that I want you guys to be aware of, and what I want you guys to do, is I want you guys to first and foremost thank God that you're able to witness what is going on here within the Young CEO community and what we're able to do and help other individuals, right? So thank God first and foremost, but secondly, thank the person that sent you the Zoom link to be able to get on this opportunity call. Why? Because the realest thing, right? I know a lot of you guys claim that you're real, claim that you're solid, right? The realest thing anybody can ever do for you is to put you onto some information that's literally able to change your life, family. So I want you to get back to the person who sent you the Zoom link, and I want you to thank them because, like I mentioned, that's the realest thing anybody can ever do is put you onto some information that's able to change your life. Once again, family, my name is Andre Kennedy. You guys can follow me on Facebook at Andre Kennedy. I post a lot of educational things on there, encouraging, motivational things on there. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Investor Gadget. And you guys can follow me on YouTube at Investor Gadget, right? Now, I just want to thank you guys for your time today, for your time out of your day to be able to sit here and take out of your day to listen to what we had to offer for you guys today. Listen to what's literally changed my life in the last few years when I obtained this information and ran with it. And like I mentioned earlier, applied it. It's been a game changer for me, and I know it will for you. But I just want to thank you guys for your time today, and God bless. You guys have a wonderful evening. And once again, get back to the person who sent you the Zoom link and just tell them thank you. God bless. Peace.